Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about YFN Lucci. Now, YFN Lucci, man, we haven't heard much from him since he got released from jail, right? Well, it seems like things for this rapper are getting worse and worse and worse. And I hate to say it like that and make light of it, but this is all true, man. So it looks like YFN Lucci got a RICO case or a federal indictment coming down on his hands, and it's not looking good, man. It's looking like, man, a lot of people in Atlanta are going to be filling this indictment, and it looks like YFN Lucci might have to add this to a list of his cases or the cases that he has pending, man. So, man, before we get into the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and, man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about YFN Lucci just a little bit, man. So in order to get this story right, man, we're going to have to go back in time, man. Now, this YFN Lucci story has been slowly building, and it's been from one situation to the next. So the first thing that happened was YFN Lucci, man, he had a case, he got arrested, and it was involving a situation where somebody in his crew allegedly it ain't even alleged, man. Somebody in his crew lost his life, right? Now, one of YFN Lucci's homeboys lost his life, and YFN Lucci was implicated in the shooting because he was allegedly the driver of the vehicle, right? Now, YFN Lucci got locked up, was in jail, and he got released back in February, right? Now, since then, it's been a lot of details that came out. We had the 911 call that led to his arrest. We had the people who saw the actual person, you know what I'm saying, who fell out of the vehicle. And then he was locked up awaiting bond. And once he got bond, he got out. He made sure he was lawyered up. And it's been quiet ever since then, right? Well, today it looks like YFN Lucci is being indicted. And it looks like a RICO indictment. And it's being called one of the biggest RICO indictments in Georgia history. Actually, one of the Georgia prosecutors says it's going to be an unprecedented indictment. And that is quotes. So let's actually look at the news story from the local news there in Atlanta, man. Now, the headline says this. It says, Atlanta rapper YFN Lucci among a dozen named in racketeering indictment related to gang activity. Now, recently, the mayor of Atlanta came out and did a whole press conference, and they had a whole big meeting and stuff together with all the big wigs in the, city government about what to do about the crime, because the crime in Atlanta has been going crazy. Now, Atlanta has always been a cool place, but for some reason, crime over the last couple of years has been racking up and racking up and racking up to where the amount of violent crime is such a situation that they have to have meetings. They said they have already seen unprecedented shootings in Atlanta, and it's only springtime, and they know going into summertime, it's only going to ramp up. So, man, let's play a little bit of that news clip.
Worried that as bad as things are now, they're only going to get worse this summer.
There were multiple shootings over the weekend. We're not even in summertime yet. And we know what summertime often brings in terms of crime.
Now, you heard right there from the Atlanta mayor, and she's basically putting it out there that the crime is just going too crazy. So they had to get active and do something. And it's being alleged in this, this news story that this indictment and this sweeping gang indictment, or this RICO case is part of their strategy to cut down on the violent crime, amongst other things. Now, the story continues by saying this, and this is where it starts. It says, Rayshawn Bennett, better known as musical performer YFN Lucci, is among a dozen suspects indicted in a 75-page, 105-count racketeering indictment focused on factions within the Blood Street Gang. So, okay, let's unpack that. They're basically saying that YFN Lucci is tied in with a Blood Street Gang that had a 105-count racketeering indictment. That's 105 different charges. So, man, that is unprecedented. So it continues to say this indictment is unprecedented, period, in Georgia. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis told Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Waney in an exclusive interview. It continues to say, there's been a huge spike in violent crime, Willis said. I made a commitment to bring the best and the brightest minds here, many of which you see sitting here right now, so that we could deal with the issue of this violent crime. So obviously they put together some type of like task force, not even a task force, just a team to come up with strategies to try to deal with the violent crime that's going down in Atlanta. Joining Willis when she met with Winnie were key members of her staff, including recent hire Mike Carlson, one of the state's most renowned gang law experts, RICO expert John Floyd, and lead gang unit prosecutor Kara Convery, as well as top law enforcement officials. Lucci's lawyer, Drew Findling, told Winnie his client is not guilty of all charges. He's not a gang member. What he is an internationally recognized musical artist that is a triple platinum winner that has performed all over the United States and all over the world. So that's his attorney, Drew Findling. Now, you guys might remember, if you've seen any of my other stories, Drew Findling is like he's the guy as far as attorneys go, or lawyers. You know, when it comes to rappers or entertainers getting in trouble, they go to him, man. Even NBA YoungBoy is rumored to be trying to work with Drew Findling in his case that he's got right now, his Fed case. This dude was Gucci Mane's lawyer, and he's just crafty at getting people, you know, the right type of deal to make sure that they lessen their sentence. At least that's what's alleged. You know what I mean? Now, the story continues to say, I think that it sends a significant message, a profound message, that regardless of your status, that the city of Atlanta and Fulton County in partnership is coming after you if you violate the crimes in our county, in our city, said Police Chief Rodney Bryant. So that's the police chief talking about that, you know, with them going after YFN Lucci, it says a precedence that says, hey, no matter who you are, what type of money you bring, what type of star you are, they'll still come out and get you. And they're alleging that, you know, YFN Lucci is tied up in all of this. Now the story continues, and this is a quote from the GBI Gang Task Force Special Agent in charge, a guy named Ken Howard, and he said this. He said, of the national gang, criminal street gang, the Bloods, there's at least 4 subsets involved in this particular indictment and investigation. Pause right there. Now, anybody who's been covering Atlanta hip-hop or knows anything about Atlanta hip-hop or what's going on, and they hide it well, man. They know exactly what they're talking about right here with this 4 subsets. And I'm not saying any rappers are involved or anything like that. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm not even sure that YFN Lucci is involved. You know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in my book. But man, don't be surprised if some more rappers are indicted in this situation is all I'm saying. Now, it ends by this. There's a Fulton County Sheriff, Pat Labatt, and he says this. He says, some people don't understand the depth in which the gangs have infiltrated, for the lack of better word, our communities, and it's time for them to go. So they're standing on that. Now, Bennett is already facing an unrelated murder charge in connection to the shooting death of a man in December. So they're talking about the shooting death of the gentleman who lost his life in the YFN Lucci case that he previously was released for on bond. Now, I'm not sure if YFN Lucci has already been arrested in this indictment, but it doesn't look good when you compound these things, because I'm pretty sure they're going to try to tie that murder or the murder that he was arrested for into that. Even though it's a weird case because it was one of his homeboys that lost their life. But man, what do you guys think about this? This is huge, man. So YFN Lucci has a RICO indictment hanging over his head, you know, in the state of Georgia. Now, they didn't say anything about federal. It seemed like everybody was state level, so we'll see how this goes. But man, this is some breaking news. Now, with that, this has been your boy. What do you guys think? Do you think YFN Lucci might be mistakenly put into this because, you know, he's the rapper and, you know, he has all the clout in his crew? Or do you think there's might have some legs or have some teeth? Now, with that, this has been your boy, Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.